Thank you for joining this virtual recognition ceremony to acknowledge this year's Vermont Presidential Scholar recipients. Let me begin by introducing myself. I'm Ryan Parkman, a member of the Student Pathways Division with the Vermont Agency of Education. During this virtual ceremony, you will hear from Vermont Secretary of Education, Dan French, former Vermont and National Presidential Scholar recipient, Chloe Lamel-Hay, as well as many of this year's recipients. The Vermont Presidential Scholars Program recognizes graduating high school seniors who show outstanding scholarship, leadership, and service to their communities. This year, 18 scholars have been chosen in the general category, 5 scholars in the career technical education category, and 5 scholars in the arts. There were also a number of students receiving honorable mention, 3 in the general category, 1 in the CTE category, and 2 in the arts category. These students were chosen among a pool of nominees for this recognition, submitted by their school communities, and ultimately chosen as recipients by a selection committee. And now we will hear some opening remarks from Secretary French, followed by a keynote address from Chloe Lamel-Hay. Thank you.
Hello, my name's Dan French. I'm Vermont's Secretary of Education. On behalf of Governor Phil Scott, it is my pleasure to extend our congratulations to this year's Presidential Scholars. As part of the National Presidential Scholars Program, the Vermont Presidential Scholars Program recognizes graduating high school seniors who have shown outstanding scholarship, leadership, and service to their communities. This year, 18 scholars have been chosen in the general category, 5 scholars in the career and technical education or CTE category, and 5 scholars in the arts. There were also a number of students receiving honorable mention, 3 in the general category, 1 in the CTE category, and 2 in the arts category. These students were among a pool of nominees for this recognition, submitted by their school communities and ultimately chosen as recipients by a state-level selection committee. As Secretary of Education, I was so proud of all of you when I reviewed your accomplishments. They're truly impressive. You also come from all areas of our state and represent diverse experiences and interests. But what you have in common is your demonstrated commitment to academic success, leadership to your peers, and service to your communities. These are clearly Vermont values, and it is inspiring to see so many of our students enacting these values in so many different ways. As you have learned, academic success is a function of both talent and hard work. All of you have clearly demonstrated capacity in both of these areas, and this early success in your lives will no doubt serve you very well in the coming years as you pursue your goals and new learning aspirations. But in addition to academic talent and a solid work ethic, you have also demonstrated a commitment to the larger public good, and it is this commitment that is truly inspiring and worthy of distinction. As a career educator, I can tell you this is one of the key elements of our profession that motivates teachers and educators. It's our hope that the next generation will step forward to make a positive contribution and to seek to make the world a better place. I am truly honored to acknowledge your service in this area. I am so pleased to see this value, this Vermont value, so clearly represented in our recipients of the National President's Scholarship Award. So again, congratulations. We are very proud of you and what you have accomplished, and we look forward with optimism and confidence to the things that you will no doubt achieve in the future, and most importantly, how you will make the world and our communities better for all of us. Thank you.
Thank you all so much for having me. It's an honor to be speaking here today at the Vermont Presidential Scholars Recognition Ceremony alongside Governor Scott and Secretary French. And it's an honor to be speaking alongside all of you and to all of you today. I want to start by saying congratulations. Congratulations on being Vermont Presidential Scholars. I believe most of you are seniors, so congratulations. You're almost done with high school. That's exciting. And glancing through some of your videos, I'm so impressed and humbled by all of your commitment to public service and to your passions, and to the incredible initiative that you've all taken despite the challenges of this year. I'm Chloe Lamel-Hay. I graduated from Essex High School in 2016, and I was a presidential scholar that year. I'm now in my last semester in college at Harvard. Figuring out what to say to you today was difficult because I'm not going to sugarcoat it. It's been a really tough year. More difficult for some than others, obviously, but it's not how anyone expected their senior year to go. It's certainly not how I expected my senior year to go. I wasn't anticipating spending my senior spring break in my childhood bedroom, but here I am. And it was almost exactly a year ago that I and my roommate left campus and came back up here to spend the spring and summer in Vermont. So I want to acknowledge how difficult this year has been and how much loss and grief and uncertainty you all have been through. And especially at a time in your life that's supposed to be celebratory. It's really hard, and I hope that the Vermont Presidential Scholars Ceremony offers a bit of celebration to all of you in a semester that, you know, signifies a lot of exciting endings and a lot of exciting beginnings. So in light of all this, I'm going to spend a little bit of time reflecting on uncertainty and on facing the unexpected. My senior year of high school is a bit more typical than my senior year of college has been. And I had a lot of certainty and optimism about how the next 4 years of my life were going to go. I'd gotten into a great school. Everyone seemed to think that I was going to do awesome stuff, and I didn't really see any reason to not believe them. So off I went to Harvard, and the first semester I did okay. And the second semester, I did a little bit worse. And by the middle of my sophomore fall, I was failing all of my classes. There was this one moment where I was sitting in my dorm, staring at a blank Word document on my computer screen, and you know, the cursor is just kind of like flashing there, taunting you. And I had a paper due that evening. I'd already gotten 2 extensions on it. It was due the week before, and it was now the last day of the second extension, and I hadn't started it, and I couldn't start it no matter how hard I tried. And finally, I had just had enough. I'd had enough of just how horrible that semester had been. And so I got up and I walked myself to urgent care, and I said, I need to leave. So how did I get there? How did I go from, you know, super optimistic Chloe senior year gets into Harvard to sophomore in college Chloe failing out of Harvard? Everyone says that college is a time that you're going to find yourself, and that it's going to be the best years of your life. And I totally lost myself. I got caught up in the competition and the extreme lack of sleep and the really unhealthy culture at the school that I chose to go to. And I wasn't ready for it at all, and it broke me. The day I decided to take leave, I had to have a conversation with my school dean. He told me that Harvard is a place for people who are well, not a place for people who need to get well, and that I should come back once I'd gotten healthy. Looking back, this is a really damaging thing to say to a student struggling with mental health problems. But in a way, he was right. He was right that as far as the culture at school was concerned, it was a culture of, you know, needing to be on all the time and ready all the time and pushing all the time. And I couldn't handle that. So what was I supposed to do? Harvard had made me unhealthy, and I wanted to come back to Harvard, but I was told I had to be healthy in order to do that. So how was I supposed to accomplish that? When I came back to school after taking a year off, I had to figure out how to do school all over again. And I had to learn how to take care of myself in an environment that didn't really care whether I was taking care of myself. And really wasn't set up to meet my needs. That was really hard, and it was not fun. I spent the next 3 years being called Grandma Chloe by my friends because, you know, I was going to bed at midnight and they were staying up late, and I was having 1 drink when they were having more. But that's what I had to do in order to make it through college, and so that's what I did. I don't want to romanticize failure. This is not one of those stories about, failing forward. I'm not so glad that all that happened so that, I'm here where I am today. I really wish that I hadn't let myself become so unhealthy and that I hadn't waited so long to ask for help, because it's been a really difficult journey back. But what I do know is that if you do lose yourself, you can find your way back. That's what the last 3 years have taught me. Or you can find your way to a new self. And what I want to impart to you guys is that you can always take a step back. You can get off the conveyor belt or the hamster wheel, or you can drop out of the rat race, or whatever metaphor you want to use. Maybe what I needed to hear when I was a senior in high school wasn't that I was going to go do great things, but that if it went really downhill, it was okay to stop and it was okay to ask for help. I really thought I had it all figured out at that point. I'd gotten into this great school. I was going to be this high-powered political consultant. I was going to go to law school, but I'm not going to law school and I'm not going to be a political consultant. I really had no idea what was coming for me in college, and that's okay. That's the point, right? It's supposed to be a time of exploration. And what I learned from taking mental health leave is that things don't always go to plan. And sometimes they go catastrophically wrong. And if this year has shown us anything, it's that sometimes things go catastrophically wrong. But the catastrophe doesn't last forever, no matter how long this year has felt. And if you ever start to feel like you've lost sight of yourself because you're so caught up in your surroundings, you can always stop and you can start again. So whatever you choose to do after high school, whether it's trade school or an internship or a job or college, it's not going to determine the rest of your life. If you don't get into the school you want to go to, you'll go to another school and you'll make it your own and it will be great. If you end up hating the job that you thought you'd love, there will be an opportunity down the line to do something else. I think when people tell high school seniors that you're going to go on to do incredible things, they're absolutely right. You will go on and you will do incredible things. You're going to have experiences and opportunities that you can't even imagine right now. But I think it's more honest to say that you'll find your way toward incredible things. That it's a process and it takes effort and it takes slip-ups. Because it might not be linear, but you will get there, and you're already getting there. So I want to say good luck with the rest of your senior year. And for those of you who aren't seniors, good luck with the rest of high school. I hope you got something out of this as well. Congratulations to all of you on being Vermont Presidential Scholars. That's such an incredible recognition. And thank you so much. It's been an honor talking to you all today.
The Vermont Presidential Scholars Program is a statewide recognition of student citizenship, academic, artistic, and leadership excellence. Outstanding students are selected based on nominations from teachers, administrators, and in some cases, the students themselves. Each of these students have excelled academically, whether through traditional or non-traditional learning experience, and both in many cases. These students have all exhibited responsible citizenship and have impacted their school and community through their contributions. They have all demonstrated leadership skills among their peers and have been an inspiration to many others, all the while persevering to meet their individual goals. This year's recipients for the general category of the Vermont Presidential Scholars Program are the following individuals. Hussein Amuri from Winooski High School, Annie Boudreau of People's Academy, David Case Bradbury from Stowe High School, Xander Deblois from Virgins Union High School, Matthew Emerson of Leland and Gray High School, Giovanni Falco of Rutland High School, Madeline Goebel of Burton Academy, Arabe Lopez of Lamoille Union High School, Sage McGinley Smith from Hanover High School in New Hampshire. Mallory McGinnis of West Rutland School. Evelyn Monjay from Winooski High School. Henry Putney from Burn Burton Academy. Alex Smart of Montpelier High School. Abigail Sweet from Bellows Free Academy in Fairfax. Jarrett Sweet from Bellows Free Academy in Fairfax. And also Delaney Sweet Wernicke from Bellows Free Academy in Fairfax. Sophie Thompson from Bellows Free Academy, St. Albans. Sydney Ward from Bellows Free Academy, St. Albans. And now the honorable mentions in the general category. Emma Franklin of Middlebury Union High School. Riley Gallagher of Bellows Free Academy, Fairfax. And Savannah Rolfe of Stowe High School. We will now hear from a number of these individuals as they tell you a little bit more about themselves through these pre-recorded video messages.
Hi, my name's Case Bradbury. I'm a senior from Stowe High School. And growing up in Vermont, I've always loved being outside, hiking, biking, and pretty much anything else outdoors. So after seeing some of the environmental changes in Vermont firsthand, climate change became one of the issues I cared about the most. This year specifically, I became fascinated with energy use, renewable energy technology, and how to achieve a sustainable future. This led me to an internship with Beta Technologies, a Burlington-based company that pioneers the research and development of electric aircrafts. There I did a research project focusing on lithium-ion battery technology, storage, recycling, and second life applications. Looking forward, I plan to study engineering and find a meaningful way to help solve this issue.
Hi everyone, my name is Xander DeBlois and I'm a Presidential Scholar from Virgins Union High School. I serve as the Class of 2021 President, I'm a member of the Student Response Team, and I'm also the National Honor Society Secretary. In my free time, I love running, drawing, and playing music, and I also work at the Addison Northwest School District after-school program. I also volunteer pretty extensively with Up for Learning through the Getting to Y conference. Right now I'm working with the Teen Adventure class at my middle school to work with students on amplifying student voice and finding student-led solutions to some complex problems in my community. I also am working on redesigning the PLP with my student response team to make sure that students have true personalized voice in their learning at our school. Congratulations to all the other honorees, and thank you.
Hi, my name is Matt Emerson. I'm a senior at Leland Gray Union High School, who has spent a lot of my time trying to grow the community around youth sports. I've been a coach and a ref for a number of youth activities. Participation in youth sports is on a decline, and my goal is to bring that number back up and get kids active again.
Hello everyone, I'm Madeline Goebel. I go to Burn Burton Academy and I'm on our school's virtual assembly team. So basically each week we put together a video of all the updates and announcements from our community, and we try to make it entertaining with a theme. So yeah, here's a little highlight reel.
Feels like just yesterday we were filming our very first virtual assembly.
What are you guys looking at?
Over here.
Good morning, BBA.
Good morning, BBA.
Good morning, neighbor.
Good morning, BBA.
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 BBA.
I broke free on a Saturday morning. I put the pedal to the floor. Headed north on Mills Avenue and listened to the engine roar. I am gonna make it through this year. If it kills me, I am gonna make it through this year. If it kills me.
Hey there, my name is Uribe Lopez. I'm a senior at Lemoyne Union High School, and today I want to share a little bit about Epic Academy because it has been one of the brightest spots in my educational experience. Epic is a project-based, learner-centered program that I'm a part of at Lemoyne. Looking back on my high school experience, I can't imagine that I would have found the same joy and relevance in my learning without Epic. Through Epic, I've been able to go beyond a traditional curriculum. I've studied the effect of copper-treated wood on certain ecosystems while revamping an outdoor classroom and working with my hands. I've gained civics proficiency for missing class to attend a conference in DC to discuss the future of education with learners from all across the country. And I've earned English credit for writing and publishing a blog about my experiences in Epic as an intern for Beth White of Big Picture Learning, as well as many more things that I've done in accordance to my passions. I consider myself an advocate for learner-centered education because of the success that I've found in my learning journey. Now I'm working on a long-term short film project that showcases and highlights programs like Epic throughout the state of Vermont. This acts as a kind of thesis to the work that I've been doing and collaborating on throughout the last 4 years. I've worked with Up for Learning, Vermont Learning for the Future, and Big Picture Learning, all with the goal of shifting the educational paradigm in the state of Vermont and beyond. The goal is that every student can have access to a program like Epic, and it's amazing to see the fight to achieve this goal all the way up from the State House and policy down to the classroom. I'm honored to be chosen for this recognition, and congratulations to all other Vermont Presidential Scholars. It was amazing to connect with you a few weeks ago. Thanks a ton.
Hi, my name is Mallory McGinnis, and I am a senior at West Rutland High School. Over the last few years, I have had many opportunities to give back to the community. For the last 2 years during the holidays, I have helped lead and facilitate a food drive for many local families in the community, and pre-COVID, I had the opportunity of serving lunches to the elderly through our local Meals on Wheels program. I have also been able to help facilitate blood drives and mentor elementary students at my school. These are just some of the many reasons that have influenced my decision to pursue a career in elementary education. It is an honor to be selected for this award, and congratulations to all.
Hi, I'm Henry Putney from Burn Academy. An issue that I'm passionate about is mental health. I think that with the pandemic, mental health has become even more of a relevant issue, and one way that I've been working to address this in my community is with the formation of a meditation group. So I've been leading and organizing weekly meditation sessions for students and faculty to help cultivate compassion and calm and even gratitude in a situation that makes those qualities really challenging to feel. I'm really excited to be a Vermont Presidential Scholar, and congratulations to all the other recipients.
Hi, my name is Abigail Sweet. I go to BFA Fairfax High School. I'm actually on my skis right now. I ski for the team there. One of the ways that I have helped my community this past year is in August, I started the Fairfax Racial Justice Alliance, which is a student-led initiative to promote racial inclusivity in our town and community. And one of our main goals right now is looking for ways to incorporate lessons about the racial injustice, like the history of racial injustice in our country, into lower level classrooms. And I'm super proud of the work that we've been doing there. I think we're really making a difference. I'm also really honored to be a Vermont Presidential Scholar, and I'm so proud of everyone else that is one this year. So congratulations to us all.
Hi everyone, my name is Jarrett Sweet and I'm a senior at BFA Fairfax High School. Over the past 4 years, I've done a lot of work with my school community, making it more welcoming and more inclusive to all students, in the hopes that they are able to learn and grow as an individual. It started with developing a new grading system for our school that incorporated the proficiency-based learning system. I'm also the Student Council President, and our mission is to raise student morale and school spirit through student activities. I'm also a part of our school's peer support group, where we learn how to actively listen and become a support system for our fellow peers. I've also done a lot of work with our Racial Justice Alliance group and GSA, which is Gay and Straight Alliance. This has all inspired me to continue following my passions and become a part of a school community in the future, whether that be a counselor or a teacher. Congratulations to all the amazing other recipients of this honorable award.
Hi everyone, my name is Delaney Sweet Wernicke and I am from BFA Fairfax. Over the last 3 years, my goal has been to make it better for kids with osteosarcoma. I've done many independent service learning projects, a few that include making over 100 no-sew blankets to deliver to the University of Vermont Children's Hospital and raising over $5,000 for osteosarcoma research. As of January, I am also a junior board member for MIB. For the past 3 years, I've been a part of MIB Asians, which is a nonprofit organization that specializes in making it better for kids and adults with osteosarcoma. I have attended 3 factors and even spoken on panels for the organization. Osteosarcoma is a rare form of bone cancer that usually affects kids, and it hasn't had a new treatment in over 40 years. I just want to congratulate everyone again, and I'm so honored to be a Vermont Presidential Scholar this year.
Hello, my name is Sophie Thompson and I am a senior at Bellows Free Academy, St. Albans. One problem in the world that I am passionate about is creating equal opportunities for those with and without disabilities. I've worked with Special Olympics Vermont for many years trying to work towards bettering our world. I am a part of multiple teams at my school through Special Olympics Vermont and was also a part of the Youth Activation Committee, a group of high schoolers that helped plan events for the organization. Practicing and then playing in tournaments against other schools on the team is one of the highlights of my high school career, and I am glad that my involvement is bettering the world. I am honored to be chosen as one of Vermont's presidential scholars, and congratulations to all of the other recipients. Thank you.
Hi, my name is Cindy Ward and I'm senior at Bellows Free Academy, St. Albans. My big cause I'm working towards this year is supporting and uplifting my community in any way I can. One project I worked on over the summer was the teacher convocation for the Maple Run Unified School District. A group of students and teachers got together to create a film production that would be presented to the teachers at their convocation to help support and uplift them before the start of the school year. I was especially excited to be a part of this project and lend my film production skills to the project, film production being an eventual career goal of mine. Other ways I have been involved in the community was with my school's National Honor Society chapter. I've participated in plenty of activities, including a walk to raise money for a homeless shelter in my community and the creation of ornaments and cards for residents at a nursing home. This year, I am interning at the Northwest Career and Technical Center with their outreach coordinator to help support teachers in various film productions, as well as advertise to incoming freshmen for the school. Finally, one project I'm most proud of is my senior solo that I created with the support of my choral director to help connect with the community. I am honored to receive this award and congratulations to all the other recipients. Have a great school year.
Hi everyone, I'm Kyle Anderson. I'm the Arts Specialist with the Agency of Education. I had the pleasure of reviewing many applications for the Vermont Presidential Scholar for the Arts. And in doing that, the review committee and I recognized that most, if not all, applicants demonstrated strong technical skill in and commitment to their art form. This, of course, includes the 7 emerging artists that we identified as recipients or honorable mentions. But why these 7 are being recognized as these are either recipients or honorable mentions goes well beyond their advanced technical skills, mastery of their craft, and their talent. These artists have invested in, and as a result, have a holistic understanding of communicating complex ideas, principles, emotions, and their socio-political consciousness to an audience outside the school walls. Artists can communicate in ways that others cannot, and this group embodies that. So here are the Vermont Presidential Scholars for the Arts for the 2021 year. We'll hear from some of these individuals in their own videos coming up, but congratulations to everyone for either receiving or being an honorable mention for the Vermont Presidential Scholars for the Arts.
My name is Elias Gillen. I am a filmmaker and photographer just finishing up my year at Green Mountain Technology and Career Center. This year has been a pretty big year for me. I made a video for an organization called Jenna's Promise that got a bunch of recognition. I'm also interning in a construction company and basically documenting what they do. And I also just finished a promotional video for my school. And on top of that, I'm working on a website to basically get myself out there. My roots go back to when I was 8, when I started a YouTube channel, and really liked cameras, and I just grew from there. It's super awesome to be picked for this award, and congratulations to everybody else that got it.
Oh hey, didn't see you there. My name is Tori Young, and the issue I care about is music in our schools. As many people know, we've been fighting for music to come back into our school during COVID-19, and we actually just got some restrictions lifted so we can do it safely. Woohoo! I'm continuing to work with my band teacher and fellow classmates to help students who are in younger grades be excited about music and want to play an instrument and want to sing. So I'm going to continue to write music and inspire people around me and help little kids who will find a love of music too. Nice meeting you.
Hi, my name is Christoph Bristol, and I'm an experimental composer. As a composer, I've really wanted to always create soundtracks that don't sound like they're appropriating any kind of genre that has existed beforehand, but just exists entirely within the movie itself. I've actually already done quite a bit of work with composing amongst school and COVID and all that. For 2 years, I've been the head of sound design at Nightmare Vermont. I've done 3 Fiverr commissions, all with perfect 5-star ratings. I've scored 2 movies with a 3rd on the way, and I'm a recognized member of the National Technical Honor Society. Thank you so much, and I've been really grateful for this opportunity.
Hi, I'm Doug Webster, CTE Coordinator for the Vermont Agency of Education. In 2015, the Commission on Presidential Scholars expanded the program by offering up to 5 nominations per state in career and technical education. The CTE program nominees had to demonstrate academic rigor, technical competence, employability skills in college and career readiness, ingenuity, creativity, and problem solving, and grit and perseverance. 19 Vermont CTE student nominations were received, and after evaluation, 5 CTE students were nominated and names passed on to the commission in Washington, D.C. In addition, 1 student received honorable mention. The 5 recipients for the Career and Technical Education category of the Vermont Presidential Scholars Program are Alicia Caputo, Stafford Technical Center; Julia Carell, Burlington Technical Center; Paul Dana, River Valley Technical Center; Penny Lee, Burlington Technical Center; Kyra Wright, Center for Technology, Essex. An honorable mention, Aidan Cole, Hannaford Career Center. We will now hear from Julia Carell and Alicia Caputo.
Hi everyone, my name is Julia Carell, and I am a Vermont Presidential Scholar in Career and Technical Education, and I go to Burlington Technical Center for the Health Sciences Academy. So one of the things that I get to do in my community is that I get to be a junior member on our local rescue squad. And so I'm in one of the ambulances right now. I'm not on shift, but you can kind of see all of the equipment that we have and sort of what it's like to be in the back of the ambulance. And it's something that I love doing. I get to work with medical professionals, I get to meet real patients, and I get to develop my skills into something that I want to do in the future. So yeah, something about me.
Hello Vermont. My name is Alicia Caputo, and I'm a senior at Rutland High School and a second-year engineering student at Stafford Technical Center. This year, I've been working closely with Skills USA Vermont, serving as a state officer, as well as Rutland High School's Key Club, serving as president. Being a state officer for Skills USA Vermont, I've been given the opportunity to both organize and facilitate our Fall Leadership Conference and our week-long Spring Conference, which consisted of contests, game nights, and an awards ceremony. With the Rutland High School Key Club, I've been lucky enough to be elected as our club's president for this year. My main goals this year have been to continue building our community while also keeping our community's spirits high during this difficult time. A couple of events we've done so far have been a trick-or-treat Halloween event, which was an alternative to traditional trick-or-treating to keep it COVID safe. It was a drive-through trick-or-treat at our local rec center. And we've also written holiday cards to local nursing home residents to help keep them motivated and lift their spirits. Despite all of the obstacles we've had to face this past year, I've still managed to find a bright side through it all. I've been thoroughly enjoying making a difference in people's lives and building a better community.
In closing, I would like to once again congratulate all of this year's recipients and share how impressed I am by what they have accomplished and also how hopeful and optimistic I am at what they will accomplish in their futures. Thank you all for joining us in this virtual recognition ceremony for the 2021 Vermont Presidential Scholars. Thank you.